Hello, welcome to LLG's Random But Real. My name is Lisa L. Gilliam, and I am the host of this podcast, where we have conversations about any and all things random with an entree, not a side dish, of mental health advocacy. I use my performance, communication, and literary art skills to bring awareness about mental health and other topics. Therefore, whether I am singing, speaking, or writing, it is my desire that my words will be melodic, just like music, to your ears. Please note, the comments expressed in this podcast are those of mine and or the guests. They are not intended to be used for professional guidance. Please seek a licensed professional if you are in need of care or therapy, experiencing trauma, or are in danger. And if in danger, please call 911. Thank you in advance for listening to LLG's Random But Real. I hope you enjoy this podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition to LLG's Random But Real. Here I try to make sure that we have conversations about any and all things random with the entree, not a side dish, of mental health advocacy. Mental health affects all aspects of our life, whether we are aware of it or not. And so we are going to try this again. Y'all know I've been having some technical difficulties, either on my end or the end of my guests. We don't know what's going on, but I do believe that when we have difficulties, it's some information that's going to come out that's going to bless somebody. And so we keep trying until we get it right. So prayerfully, we won't get disconnected. If we do, we will stop it and continue going on. We're going to finish this today. I have my bro, Tony Smith, on with me today. Say hello to the people, Tony Smith.
Hello to the people. Hey, Lisa G.
Hey, bro, what's going on?
I can't call it. How you feeling?
I'm good. I've been running and ripping, but I'm trying to get some sleep, So I've been sleeping in. So that's been good. I needed that. And maybe I'll get out later. We pre-record this show. So today it's a Sunday, but we drop on every other Wednesday. So I don't know what type of weather it'll be when this drops, but it doesn't matter. We're going to call it a great show in great weather at the same time.
I dig it. Absolutely.
Anyway, so because it's random but real, you never really know what we're going to talk about. We have ideas. And so my bro and I have known each other for a while. He's a phenomenal vocalist, just a good person. At least he has been that way to me. I don't know how he is in the streets. I'm just kidding. Sometimes we got...
So we ain't even 2 minutes in. You already throwing body blows. Okay.
That's what we do, though. No, for real.
All right, I see what's happening. Okay, all right.
Great person. And so we have these banter conversations where we talk about relationships, because those who don't know, I, along with one of my friends who went to Coolidge High School with me, wrote a book called 21 Days, and we published it in November. And so it deals with relationships. And so we really share. So if you ever dated us, you might be in the book. So you might want to go copy it on Amazon or Google, etc., to see what we said about you. But it's really to help not only us heal, but other people who read it. And so some of the conversations that Tony and I have, it kind of lines up with some of the things I've learned. And sometimes he just schools me, as a big brother does, and just like, nah, Lisa G, this is this. And sometimes it hurts because it's true, but it also helps. And hopefully I do the same thing for him. I think it takes him a little bit much longer to come around than it does me. But
I was just getting ready to say, don't lie to the people to make it seem like you received this advice so freely. You be kicking and screaming. You be kicking and screaming. So don't do that. Don't get on here with the people and stuff. The name, what's the name of your podcast? What is it?
LLG's Random But Real.
They keep it real, man. Don't get on here faking with the people.
Oh my gosh, I'm not faking with y'all.
You pump faking, Lisa. You pump faking.
At any rate, so let's start out with that. So if mental health affects every aspect of your life, I'm the type of person, it takes me a while to get over somebody that I'm feeling. And I think it's more because of the hope that whatever you portrayed initially is going to be what it's going to be. And then I find out that's not what it is. Then I become like this investigator type. Like, I need to know why. Why are you doing X, Y, and Z? And yesterday we were talking about something, and you said that, what did you say? Do you remember what you said about
I don't remember it
Oh my
because we talk about so much. It's
We do talk about a lot. I was not
yeah.
chasing, but you were saying if you just really need to know why a person has changed XYZ, like why their behavior or their mannerisms or whatever, because I believe in holding them accountable, is what I said to you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you and I would feel each other and all of a sudden you're not, I'm gonna be like, Tony, what's up? Like, tell me what the deal is instead of just ghosting me or not talking to me or changing your whatever. And I know a nonverbal is still communication,
Mm-hmm.
but I believe in holding you accountable. I want to hear it out of your mouth. Tell me, Lisa, I'm not feeling you no more. Tell me, Lisa, I found somebody else. Tell me, and I think that also comes from being cheated on. But I've been on the other side of that too. But do you remember now? Did you want to comment on that?
I kind of remember, and I remember you saying something along the lines that you don't like to be ghosted to the point where you're not going to allow
Mm-mm.
somebody to ghost you. In other words, if you have to put the press on somebody to give you an answer, yes or no, yay or nay, whatever it may be, then you'll do that. And what I said to you was, well, that kind of puts you in a position where you're always going to be the chaser. And what I mean by that, if you're dealing with a dude that has just made up his mind that he's not going to give you that answer the way you want it, but you continue to chase him to get it, and he continues not to give it to you, then his position is not going to change. Your position is not going to change, but you're the one that's always going to be seeking that answer. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I
So
understand what you're
sometimes,
saying.
sometimes it's up to you to, even if you can't get that answer the way you want it, sometimes it's up to you to just set your atmosphere, set your barometer as to what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept.
Mhm.
And when it's not up to your standards, ain't no need to keep chasing whoever to get the answer the way you want it. If it's not up to your standards, just keep it moving.
So let's be clear. Lisa Gilliam is not chasing anybody. So I just want to clarify that. When I was saying that I'm going, and so the people, the guys that I've met recently or that have been interested in me, it's not just a one-time meeting. I don't just usually meet people on the street. I see them at functions or events or places that I go. So I'm going to see them anyway. When I'm there, it's always some type of conversation. It's not like a random whatever. No, I'm not going to continue to call you if you're not calling, all that stuff. No, I get all that. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
chasing in that
Mm-hmm.
bad. And I do know people who've done it. And I can't lie, in the past, yep, that was me too. So no, I do understand, what you're saying, and that I just wish, my point was that I wish that people would be men and women of the word and speak, as opposed to just doing the nonverbals. The nonverbals, the text messages, the emails, I feel like that's a cop out. Instead of just being grown people and just saying however they feel. But honestly, I feel it translates not just from relationships, but in their whole lives. People who can't express to you however they're feeling usually have issues in other areas of their lives. Ask me how I know, because I've been a counselor for 20 some years. I can tell you some stories that I've heard. So I guess it frustrates me on a deeper level, but I do get it. And I don't think that we as females are supposed to chase anyway.
Well,
So,
I think you're absolutely right. But I also will say that this is a new age of dating. This
mhm.
this world of dating nowadays, Lisa, is not. I'm old school, so this new age of dating where you can go on apps, you can meet people through Facebook, you whoever you want to be on these social media sites. When you meet these people, you can be whoever you want to be, and use that as a buffer to do or not do whatever it is you want to do or not do, as opposed to back in my day. You had to have a little game. You had to know what to say. You had to have some game to go up and speak to a woman. It wasn't about sitting behind a keyboard and typing whatever. You know what I mean? You had to. So that is kind of put a kind of different, you know, spin on the world of dating these days. I'm not going to say it's all of it, but
Mhm.
it's changed some of it.
Well, I mean, you're right. It is different. And maybe I'm not, that much younger than you. I just turned 50 last month, y'all. So I can say that things are definitely different from my 20s
Oh yeah,
than
no
how they
question.
are now. I absolutely despise just text messages. Like, now, let me clarify. I love a good morning text and a good night text, right? But I also want to hear, I'm the type of person that wants to hear your voice. And when I say hear your voice, I mean daily. Like, find time in 24 hours or however many you're up, maybe 16, maybe 14, whatever, how many hours you're awake, just to say, hey, I was thinking about you, or how was your day? Conversation is what stimulates myself mentally, and you never know where this relationship can go, right? But and I'm using relationship lightly. I don't necessarily mean that we are boyfriend, girlfriend, or whoever. If they use that term, that's my man, that's my woman. We are all in relationships. You know what I mean? So whatever way we want to look at it. But I don't like, I'll use case in point. And sometimes some of these people might hear, they're in the book. I don't necessarily shout out people's names, but one guy I've known for a while, dated off and on. The last time I saw him was November. We didn't speak again until February. And then when I say speak, I mean text. I have not spoken to that person or seen that person in person since November. I am not moving anywhere forward because you're not doing one simple thing, which is pick up the phone and call. That's ridiculous to me. So although he is asked to see me or go out or whatever, actually, no, not go out. He's asked to see me, but it's not moving me. I'm not interested. We could still be friends, the best of friends. I'm going to be cordial to you. But how many times have I had, because I'm the type of person, I just told you, I'm going to tell you what I want. And if you're not willing to give that to me, that's fine. That just means that you're not the person for me. But it took me a long time to get there. So I'm not backing down on that daily phone call. And until the person I'm actually supposed to be with, now I might entertain you. I might go out with you. We might hang out, we might kick it. I might see you and be really friendly with you when I'm out. But as far as something serious or real for me, if you can't do that one simple thing that means a lot to me, then we're just not the person. And I think everybody has like their one or two things that they gotta have. Do you have any that you feel?
Absolutely,
Okay.
I do.
Yeah,
absolutely, so. I do. I think we all have certain things that we like, things that we dislike. When we out here, trying to find a mate or what have you. But one thing I think that I found is that when it comes to the things, the deal breakers, those things are a lot more privy to. In other words, let's say you and I were dating. Let's say you and I just started, talking or whatever. And I was doing the things that you like, the flowers, the good morning texts, those things that you said that you like. Right. But those things pale in comparison if I'm doing the one or two things that you don't like. The one or two things that you don't like will trump the things that you like every time. If somebody's doing something that you don't, and you've said it and they continue to do it, it don't matter how many things that they're doing that you like. That thing that you don't like, that'll get you canned. That'll get you canned every time. I promise you.
You ain't lying. You are not lying. Can I just see? So I'm about to spill my business. Although it's random but real, I never know what I'm gonna talk about. I had one guy that I was dating at one time who enjoys to cook, and that's fine. Love a man to cook. I can cook. I don't like to. Okay, so yeah, they say the way to y'all's heart is to the stomach. Nah, that's the way to mine too. Like,
I got you.
Anybody,
real talk. I got
you. Cooking. So or cooking together. That's cool. That's romantic. But this person likes to be in the kitchen by themselves. They don't want nobody hovering over them, whatever. And so, my question to him, because for whatever reason, he felt he should just rummage through my cabinets and stuff. Like, I was like, these are the seasonings. They right here. Like, it was no reason for him to go through any other thing. What do you need? I will get it for you. Don't go looking through my stuff. That is a violation for me. But all seriousness, it's because of what I've experienced. So I've shared, any other podcast, listeners know that I've shared about my past abuse, sexual abuse, molestation, and date rape. So when you don't, that's a control, a crime of control. And so when you don't have control, other things in other areas can make you feel like you don't have control too. So if I'm in my space, wherever I'm living, and you are a guest, even though you're doing something nice for me. If I'm asking you to just go here, don't just be going in my refrigerator getting stuff. Don't be looking through plates.
Wait, Lisa, wait. I got to play devil's advocate now. So listen,
Mm-hmm.
if you've given this cat the freedom to cook you something in your kitchen, shouldn't he be privy to get the things that he needs in your kitchen? In other words,
no, because I already put out. Everything was laid out.
But wait, let me finish.
Okay, you ain't letting me do this, but okay.
But so if you're allowing me to cook in your kitchen,
mm-hmm.
then I can use the things in this drawer in your kitchen, but I can't use the things in that drawer in your kitchen. It would be one thing if I was all in your bedroom looking in drawers. That ain't got nothing to do with what I'm trying to do for you in the kitchen. If you giving me the freedom to cook you something in your kitchen, I can't look in your cabinets to see
it wasn't
what
for
else
that purpose.
I may need in your kitchen that you told me I can cook.
Let me tell you, he wasn't looking for utensils and stuff like. He wanted to see what vegetables I had, how my hands was out of. He wasn't even looking for a plate. He was like literally trying. I was like, why? You don't live here. You're not staying here. Like, you were a visitor. Why do you need to see specifically what I have where? And this is the crazy thing. We've known each other for a while, or at least at that time. So I trusted him enough to be around him. You know what I'm saying? But I know, I think he felt the way that you felt. But I'm telling you, for someone who's gone through, hear me out, Tony. Serious. This is really serious. No, he didn't understand how something simple like that could also be like, or turn into a violation against me. When you have gone through some of the traumatic things that I've gone through, first of all, it takes a lot to trust you anyway, whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship. So if I'm saying you can do X, Y, and Z, but please don't do da, da, da. No, why are you going to my refrigerator getting something to drink? You didn't ask me for that. I believe in getting permission. No, hear me out. Just hear me out first. I'm not playing with this one. If I would not go to your house and just go through your stuff. I would ask you for permission because it's not my place of residence. And that's all I was asking for. Because when you have control taken away from you, and someone comes in a space where you've laid everything out for them and you're still just doing whatever you want to do, it felt more like a violation, not a sexual violation. And that's what he couldn't understand, because he's like, well, I wouldn't do anything to hurt you. I wasn't saying that you were, but it's still the same type of feeling. And so if I'm saying to you, Tony, I'm just saying it was you and I, Tony, this hurts when you do da da da, or I felt violated because you didn't at least ask me. You're not living here, blah, blah, blah. That's all I wanted. So I can tell you the next time that he came to visit, he made sure he asked before he did X, Y, Z. And I'm like that with anybody. When you go through the door, I believe in chivalry. Like, if female is coming through the door, you're a man, you open the door for the young lady. You say whatever, or the old lady, whatever it is. But those things are not necessarily taught now. They don't take off their hats, when they go into a building. They don't open doors when people are they're definitely not going on the other side of the car to open the door for you. You know what I'm saying? To make sure you're sitting down. And so, yeah, for me, it translates in the same thing. It wasn't so much about letting him cook whatever he wanted to cook or whatever. It was because we had the conversation before. This was not the first time. And so this time I was just like, and so it's funny to me, that particular person has cooked for me in two different places that I lived, where I lived, just me, and also where I lived with someone else. When it was with someone else, never went through the stuff because they respected and thought that it was the other person's place, but it wasn't. We were roommates in that place. So it was interesting to me that when I was by myself, they felt they could do whatever they wanted to. And that wasn't cool for me. So, I'm always, the counselor analytical hat is always on. And I always can see when there's I'm taught to read the nonverbals. I'm taught to read the stuff that you don't say. It was much deeper than just being able to cook. But you can say what you want to
say. I get what you're saying, but sometimes the counselor analytic hat that you say you always wear, sometimes you don't need to wear that if a cat just trying to fix you an omelet. You know what I mean? Sometimes
if that was all he was doing, I would have had it on, but I wasn't.
You know what I mean? Because listen, if a chick come to my house and say, "Hey, I'm gonna cook you something to eat," I'm not gonna be like, "Okay, well, do what you want to do, but don't go on my crisper drawer." But and ask me if you want to look through my cabinets to fix me something to eat in my kitchen that I
The
already
food
told
was
you.
out, Tony. What was the point? Everything was out on the counter because I was going to cook for myself. That's the thing. I don't need you to do anything for me. I want you to
Okay,
do
well,
it.
I'm not understanding what you and him was doing, but because it sounds like the cat was trying to make you something to eat. You like, yeah, but I was going to do it myself. I don't need you to do it for me. And
No, I didn't say that to him. I'm telling that to you and whoever's listening now. I was going to
get it.
cook for myself. They
Because,
happened to come
but so what it
to
sounds like
visit to
to me,
bring me something and was like, well, I'll cook for you. And everything was already out. This is not the first time that we had this discussion. So when I've already told you how I feel about something and you still decide to do something different, it's going to rub me the wrong way. That period. Whoever you are, you could be my mama and she's deceased. But if I've already had this discussion with you and you still going to do whatever you want, that means you're not giving in regards to what I've asked you or how it makes me feel. It's not about how it makes you feel. It's about how
that sounds like a cat just need to stay out your kitchen. That's what that sounds like.
Well, that's fine too.
Yeah. That
Maybe that's why I'm by myself.
That will alleviate all issues and concerns. Just stay out my kitchen.
Then that's fine. Maybe I'm where I am. But it's interesting to me that you feel the same way that, in a sense, he did. I don't think you all get it because y'all weren't the ones that were abused or raped or had that type of situation happen to you. So if I'm trusting you already to be in my space, then yeah.
No, I understand what you're saying. I would totally 100% agree with you if you said to me he was looking through anything that had to do with anything outside of that kitchen. Any other thing, if he was in any other part of the house outside of that kitchen, then I'm with you 100%.
But why, if the stuff was laid out, what do you need to look through the cabinets that have other food and stuff?
Sometimes when cat's in the kitchen and we cooking, we look through the cat. We thought we wanted to use this. Oh, but let me see if she got that. That might be better.
I didn't say for seasoning. It was nothing else to cook. When I say everything, vegetables, plates, utensils, everything was
that's how I do
Tony.
when I'm cooking. When I'm cooking, I know what I want. Oh, well, wait a minute. Let me see if I got some of this. This might work better than that. Let me see if I got some of that.
For seasoning, but it wasn't any other food to add to it.
It could have been seasoning, whatever. I'm saying.
I'm telling you, when I tell you, just trust me on this one. It was no reason.
Go ahead and trust because you ain't letting this tiger go. Nope. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you have it. I'm gonna let you go ahead and walk this one around the block.
I'm having flashbacks.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you go on.
We got an argument about it. We sure did. So
mental note to self: do not make Lisa nothing.
That is not true. Just ask me if you can go there. Just don't go through it without my permission.
You didn't put the kibosh on that. Don't ask her nothing. Ask her if she wants you to pick her up something, but don't try to cook Lisa nothing.
That's not true. Don't listen to Tony, y'all. Because if a man stop trying to cook for me, then we gonna have a problem about that too. Right?
All the dudes is listening to this right now is making them do not ask Lisa to cook.
That is not true. Just ask me if it's your first time here or not here, but wherever I'm living, and you just going through stuff without asking. That's a problem for me.
That dude asking, he almost got his head chopped off for trying.
He didn't ask. That's the point. He didn't ask. He didn't ask. He asked. Really, what it translates to is he felt so comfortable in my presence as if this was his space or where I was living was his space. And it wasn't. And it was never going to be. So, yeah, ask me for permission, please.
All right.
And you might get it. You might not. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You don't be opening up my juice. You don't know what I'm going to do with that juice. I will make sure when I come to your spot, Tony, I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. I'm just going to run around, run amok, and then
you're not going to be able to do what you want to do. But if you tell me you coming over here to make some spaghetti, and once you go in the kitchen, I'm gonna be watching the game. I don't care what you do. If you in the kitchen, because you in the kitchen doing what you do. Don't keep coming to ask me, hey, do you got some basil? Hey, you got some oregano? Hey,
that would have been no, I don't expect that. Nothing. If it was that stuff, that would be different, but that's not what it was. Trust me. And off air, I'll tell you why I even felt that way. It had nothing to do with that. But anyway, next subject. We talked about just like I said, mental health stuff is that, thank God that situation is done. But my choice too. Well, I should say mutual choice. So I don't have to worry about that.
That's
But
what's up.
I guess I think I'm at this place. It's funny how just turning from 49 to 50 has changed my outlook on some things. And I'm just not putting up with the BS that I used to, even at 49. Not just with relationships, but also with friendships. I have a lot of male friends, and I just like we banter. We don't have to agree with whatever it is, but I know I deserve more. I know that I put out a lot. Like I'm a very empathetic person and very caring. And so, I just want somebody, like they say, match your energy. And I'm not getting that. So therefore, that means it's time for me to move on to the next. But I'm also not putting up with no stuff. Like some of the things that I've heard, I'm just like, no, where did you think I was the only person? Let's just be honest. Did you could just meet me today and then I'm supposed to have sex with you tomorrow? That's not me. And I know that there are females like that, but I'm not one of them. And so, and then the guy gets upset or in their feelings because you don't want to put out what? Like, you don't even know me. We haven't had no conversations. Nothing has happened. Besides the fact that being a Christian, trying not to engage in, that type of behavior outside of marriage. Not saying that I've always been right. This is the random but real, so I believe in telling the truth. However, it's amazing to me how men and women think differently. What do you think about that?
Well, it's not amazing because that's that's the way of the world. Y'all always gonna think differently than we do. You know what I mean? And sometimes our thoughts and actions change from younger man to older man. Things that you see one way when you were a certain age, you don't see them that way no more. But I think as far as the difference between how women and men think, I think that's always been the case.
Yeah.
Agree? Not agree?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely are, we think differently, but it's just amazing to me. Like, I don't think we listen to understand. Like, even just explaining how I felt about that. I think that you just had, because that's work for you. My thing is we should listen to understand. Like, it really isn't about you. It's really about the person that's saying they have the issue or the trouble. And I don't think we listen to that. I mean, this person, well, yeah, I don't want to even talk about that. We'll talk about off air. But some comments were made that were very hurtful because of what I said. And I just don't think that people try to understand. It's a lot that comes with the person who has had a lot of trauma in their life. And it takes a lot to want to be there to help them unpack their baggage. I understand that. But I think a lot of people just want the easy fix. And then they don't realize, like, if I told you some of the stuff that person was carrying, you would be like, yeah, they don't need to be throwing those stones. It doesn't have to necessarily matter to you. Listen to understand. I think that relationships are about communication, but communication is not just speaking, it's also listening, not just hearing, but actually listening and not just trying to respond to whatever's being said. Really, I asked the question, I was like, do you want to understand?
Well,
Because
I think listening is you know is a priority. That has to be a priority because to be blunt, listening is really the way you're going to find out whether or not this is the person for you or not. You know what I mean? If you listen enough, sometimes you don't even have to get to see it. If you listen enough to somebody when you get in that initial stage of meeting them or whatever and trying to determine what y'all want to be or what y'all not, if you listen enough, sometimes that's all you have to do to get the idea that nah, this ain't gonna be, this ain't gonna be too much for me. We can be cool, we friends, we cordial, whatever, but I don't need to see it. I can hear it. I can listen and tell that this is not what it's going to be. So I think listening is absolutely a priority. It gotta be.
yeah, but how many guys, like, just think about your friends, how many guys do you really feel have an old school mentality, like you were saying you have, who actually try to listen?
Um. Well, I'll speak for me. I won't speak for anybody else but me. I'll say that I'm I'm just like the average guy. that, do what he want to do, pay the consequences for the choices, this, that, and the other. And then what happens is, as time goes on and you get older, you either learn from those things or you don't, and continue to make the same mistakes. And what I've learned to do is come to the point where, like I was saying earlier, you have to listen. You have to be able to listen to your mate. That don't mean you're gonna always agree. That don't mean you always gonna be able to verbalize an agreement. Sometimes it's a thing where you listen, you understand what she's saying. You still don't agree, but at least you understand what it is she's saying. Me so much to the point to where, I've gotten better with it. So, to the point where if I'm out of pocket about something, I'm able to think about it, think about what she said, think about it some more, and then come back and say, you know what, I should have did this, I should have did that, I was wrong, I'm my bad, or whatever. Whereas, younger me, he ain't doing none of that. And I think that's the average guy. I think the average guy will tell you the same thing. As you get older, you get more humble, you get more of an understanding that everything can't be your way. Everything can't always be the way you say you want it. It's my way or the highway. Yeah, okay. That was cool. That was cool back in the 80s and the 90s when he was ripping and running. But nowadays, man, that saying right there don't really translate well as you get older, man. Because you find yourself saying it's gonna be the highway or my way or the highway by, and what you're gonna do is find yourself alone watching what's happening reruns or whatever.
I think that if you say what you want from the beginning, though, like I mentioned about the daily phone call, like I'm open. I say that, and so if you don't want to do that, or that's going to be a problem for you, that's fine. I think it's when, how guys say they don't like the fact that because females do honestly catch feelings sometimes faster than the males or whatever. But when you all know, y'all know, like it's not any games. But if you don't know, or you out in the place and you just trying to play the field or whatever. And that doesn't necessarily mean sex. You're just, trying to just be with whoever you're trying to be with. Because a lot of guys I know also don't want to be lonely, but that's a different story. And so they rather be with somebody, even if they're not super happy, just so they're not alone. But I think if you explain what you want from jump, and if it changes, then yeah, you have another conversation. But we're never that busy where you can't make contact. It's up to you. It's your decision. It's a choice. Like you chose to go out with your boys or your friends instead of making the phone call. It was just that simple. You know what I mean? It's not that it's wrong. It's just that it was a choice. And I think that we should own up to our choices. But then there are times where, you just want to be with the person. And so you choose not to be with your friends to be with the person. I think it needs to be a balance, but I think it also needs to be open, honest communication about whatever it is that you desire. What's your thoughts?
I agree. I agree. I agree with that assessment. No, seriously, when you laugh at that,
I know when said it. It's just the way you said it. I agree with that assessment.
I agree. I agree with what you said, because basically it's like you said earlier. If it's something that a dude, there's somebody he wants to be with, then that's what it's going to be. He's going to make the time to do that. He's going to make the time to make you a priority, and vice versa. Right. The same way, if she wants to make time for you, then she'll do that. If not, then it is what it is, and sometimes you don't have to, be told that when I'm kind of, moving another way or whatever. Sometimes actions are enough to tell you.
Yeah.
Sometimes actions are enough to tell you. And then sometimes you got people that need a little bit, they want to go deeper than that. They see the actions, but then they want an explanation to go along with the actions. Sometimes some people are willing to do that, some people not.
Yeah. More people probably not.
Absolutely. Because if you're dealing with somebody who's already showing you that they really don't want to, take the time to get to know you more than where y'all at, that same person is probably not going to feel like they want to add an explanation on top of already showing you that. That's the purpose, and that's the purpose of showing you that. They don't want to have to explain it along with showing it to you. That's, not, you probably not going to get that. You probably not going to get the explanation that and a verbal, to go with it. It's probably not going to happen.
I get it. I don't like it, but I get it.
Well, I know you don't like it, Lisa.
I don't at all. I just wish, like I said, but it is what it is. I can say that I'm definitely learning to put people in different boxes sooner. Like, I may not be done with you, but I'm aware of whatever it is. And I'm not going, if you say we're going to be friends, that's fine. We can be friends. But if I realize that I want more than that and you're not giving to me, then I know how to put that, in its own little box and move forward. But I didn't always do that. So it's definitely been what I've learned also is because of what I've experienced in my life, it's definitely affected my relationships. And it takes a special person to be aware of that, to understand that, and be willing to work with me through it. I have a counselor. I don't need, them to counsel me, but understand that I might have said this because of something that happened, not holding them to my past because it's not their fault, but just know that there are reasons, there are steps. And honestly, I represent a lot of females. More females have gone through, and some males, what I've experienced than what a lot of people are even aware of. It's common, but it's not often, it's taboo. We don't discuss it. And so our past, though, affect our relationships too. And so if we're not good mentally, then it affects whatever it is that we're trying to bring, to the forefront. And I think that sometimes divorce has played a part because it's easier to move on, than actually deal with the heartache or the trauma that people have experienced. And I think that's kind of sad.
When you say easier to move away, what do you mean by that?
Move on to get a divorce, to leave the relationship, than to actually try to understand why. Because the reality is, a lot of times the actions, the behaviors, the words, the whatever was done that made you finally make that decision, or a person make that decision to move forward, especially if it was trauma involved or related. They were already there. It's just that we were blinded by other stuff. What I'm saying?
Let me say this as someone who is a divorcee. Let me say that divorce that's never the first option. If you get to the point where y'all getting divorced, I promise you, y'all done tried some stuff before you got to that point. So once you get to the divorce part of it, yeah, that ship done sailed. It ain't, because you've done whatever it is you can do before you get to that. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, once you get to that divorce part, that's a wrap.
But what about the ones who? So I'm just asking. I have some friends who've been married multiple times. I'm like, I'm just trying to get one in, Jesus, just one. But they've been married multiple times. So from a counselor standpoint, although I'm not practicing now, one of the things I learned, because I did also counsel couples, parents, families, children, whatever. You're still the common denominator. It's still something else that's going on because you just got divorced multiple times. Like, what is it that you didn't learn? What is it that you didn't do? What's going on? I still feel like there's still something inside of the person that maybe have contributed to the end of multiple unions. Maybe it's different for the one person, the one who's just had one divorce, and maybe they've learned or grown up or matured, like you were speaking earlier. But what do you think about those people who it's a consistent thing? It's like, oh, I'll just,
I don't know. That's a real interesting point you raised. And the reason I say that is because I know people that have been married 3 or 4 times, and I can't process that because I can't, because it's going to take everything in me to get married one more time. So
you like 3 or 4.
man,
Done.
I can't. That mindset, I can't process what goes through that mindset of being married that many times. I don't know. Maybe it's a thing where they're rushing in and not fully understanding who it is they're being yoked with and that sort of thing. I don't know, but that's a lot. That's a lot of times to be, to the death do you part, and we doing it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
I
not
think that
learning.
that's where
We're
that
not
loneliness
learning
kicks in
nothing.
too.
We either not learning nothing or we picking the wrong people. One of the two.
It's something. Your picker's off.
Yeah. We're not learning or we picking the wrong people.
Yeah, I don't know. I do wish we live in a world, like I said, that people were honest. I don't like some of the stuff I talk about. These are like people in my past. You know what I mean? It's not like a current situation. Although I'm interested in someone currently, but um, I know that I deserve to get what I want. I know I can't get all or nothing, right? You know what I'm saying? It can't be that. But I do wish that more people would share whatever it is. But like you said, the nonverbal speak loud and clear too. I think that those hurt me the most though, like just on a personal level.
Yeah, that
Those
all or
hurt me more.
nothing. That all or nothing is a hard hustle.
It
That
is.
all
I
or
mean,
nothing.
nobody can get that. Like life is.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that gets everything they want. But I don't feel like my fault. Like you just said, people who are interested, they make time for you. So I don't feel like it takes 1 second. I dated this one guy who he knew I liked Good Morning Text, so he was like attentive. He would, if I said something, he would do it. Tony, I had to ask him. I said, "Did you actually text this the same? It was the same Good Morning Text every morning. It was like, Good morning, have a great day." Or maybe a great might change to wonderful, okay? And so I was like, one time I just had to ask, did you literally type this or are you copy and pasting? And he said he actually would type it every day,
But
which
see,
is
that's
really
that technology. Technology alone.
no, he wasn't even copy and pasting though. He literally was typing it and great, like I said, it might change to wonderful day. So it might be one word change, but I was just like, this is the same thing he said yesterday. And then it was like, I mean, I didn't
Hey,
put
Lisa, you
half
too
the people
hard
in
on.
my book that
Listen,
I could
man,
put. What you
you
say?
too hard on these cats,
I
man.
am not
First,
more.
you
I gave him
are.
a chance because he was a nice guy. He was a good guy, and I was like, well, maybe it'll be. I was wrong. I
You
needed to
know
stick
what,
with
man?
the.
I am really starting to see you in a different light, man. You look, you
You
come
better
on
not
here
say
and talk.
nothing bad about me on my own
Nah, Lisa,
podcast,
nah,
bro.
man. Flag on the play. I'm gonna have to call it. Listen, you come on here, you talking about you like Good Morning Texas, but then when you get the Good Morning,
I
is this the
think
same
that's
text you
what
sent
it's
me
for.
yesterday? This is the same text you sent me yesterday. This is the
No,
same thing
that's
you
not
said.
what I did. I just asked him a question. I said, are you actually texting the same thing or did you, copy and paste? It was,
And you too
I
hard
thanked
on
him
these
for the
cats.
text. I did.
You got a
And I
dude
gave
that
him a chance.
you
But
got a
then he
dude that
started
can't
to
make.
irk
You
me.
got a dude that's trying to make you an omelet, but he can't go in the refrigerator and get no eggs. I don't know, man.
That is not what happened at all. You changing the whole scenario. Y'all don't listen to Tony. He gonna be banned. We're not hanging out no more. Y'all be like, what happened to your bro? I'm
Hey,
like, I don't have a bro no more.
I'm starting to see things a little bit.
Oh my gosh, that is not what happened.
Starting to
Look,
see
you're
things
gonna
a
have to
little
come
bit
back
clear
on here.
now,
And when I
man.
tell you what really happened, you're gonna be like, oh, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. And then you're gonna have to come back and then apologize to the people. So you should just apologize to them now.
You know, I never had a problem apologizing, but right
Mhm.
now, I don't know. You looking a little shaky right now.
How am I shaky?
You
Because I
looking
asked
a
the
little
question.
shaky, Lisa. I'm
I
just
asked a question. He gave the best gifts too. And gifts is not my love language, but he gave me some really nice gifts. I still have them. I don't believe in giving you back your
well,
stuff.
nah. Most once you give somebody something, 9 times out of 10, you're not getting that back.
Me,
And
I
that's the
mean,
way
he
it's
didn't ask
supposed to
me.
be. You're not supposed to get gifts. And what you gonna do with it if she give it? What you gonna do with it?
Who knows? Maybe he's gonna give it to
If
somebody
I
else.
give you something, I'm giving it to you.
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, he gave some really nice gifts. And if you listening, thank you. I thanked him then. I like, you know, like I said, the book only touches on half of the situations that I've experienced in my life. And how the trauma related to the relationships or the decisions that I
And if
made.
he is listening, you didn't say thank you for. If you listening, hey dude, I'm sorry, man. I do the best I can with her, man. I don't, So
He texted me randomly and said he was getting married. Like, and I didn't know what I was supposed to say to that. And I said, what do you want me to say? And he said, congratulations. And I said, well, congratulations. I think he thought I was going to be sad. I'm not saying, I'm always happy for people that are able to find their love and move on. Like, it's no hatred in my heart at all.
yeah,
Yeah,
love is a wonderful thing. Absolutely,
it absolutely is, and I'm not a hater. Even for the guys that I was in love with, and they moved on, I don't hate about that either. I can't say that those situations might not hurt. But yeah, no, be happy. I'm happy for you, genuinely happy for you. And then like I know somebody who recently just got married. And I was like, or they're actually somebody just got married. She's older than me, a few years older than me. And then somebody else, or she might be the same age, is getting ready to get married. And they are older than I am. And I was like, it gives me hope that it can still happen. You know what I mean?
I got
So you never know. The one thing that gives me peace in this whole relationship thing is that God already knew what I was going to do, the good, bad, the indifferent, right? As well as he knows when the person is going to find me. It's a lot. I can admit that I'm a lot, but I'm also super loyal. If you have me, then you got all of me. If you need something, I'm there. I will do anything I can to help someone that I love, and that's relationship or friendship. But once you don't, Taurus is my sign, and so yeah, I'm fine with like leaving you alone too. And if you get to that point, it's not good. Like if it's the point where I don't want nothing to do with you, you just lost a really loyal person. And it's better when you're on my good side. I'll just say it that
Yeah,
way.
and I'm gonna leave that right there. I ain't even gonna pick that up. I'm gonna leave it right there.
Yeah, leave it right there. That's fine.
Absolutely,
I'm
absolutely.
just saying, I won't do nothing to hurt you or nothing. It's not that. I'm just saying, I think that now some of the guys that I think I'll put it this way. It's probably not been one person that I dated or whatever that didn't come back later and say, you know what, yeah, you were the ones that got away, or I should have like really pursued you, or da da da, whatever. Why didn't I do da da da? Like, unfortunately, I'm the person that sets them up with whoever they're going to meet next. But I'm a networker in my life. Like I do that with music stuff. I do that with speaking stuff. You know what I mean? That's who I am. So I think the more I've learned what my role is just in life in general, I used to set up the guys I like with my friends. Like when I was a kid. This has been my whole entire life. So I still hope for my happily ever after. I still would like to be married. Would love for it to be in this year of 50. That would be amazing.
Ah,
Um, you know. But I'm just putting that in the atmosphere. God knows we already talked about it. We already talked about it. I put it out there, but I'm not going out and searching. But I am getting out. Like I know I'm not gonna meet nobody staying in my apartment. I won't, it's not gonna happen that way. I gotta get out, which is why I start. People wonder why I love karaoke so much, Tony. It's because it's entertaining.
it
Like
is.
you get to meet people. I have a whole family. You know what I'm saying? Reconnect with people, such as yourself. Who I never knew I was gonna see you on the karaoke scene.
Yeah, I
You know,
didn't know you was. I didn't know. I didn't know you was out there yodeling,
I
getting your
wasn't.
getting your skit
I
scattered.
don't
I
think
didn't
it
know.
was all to Adania, and then Adania introduced me to Adrian. Adania, I went to high school together, and so I was going through a breakup, and she was just like, "You should just come out and sing because you like to sing." I had never done karaoke before. In fact, I thought it was stupid. Forgive me, karaoke. Cause it's a ball, and then it never hurts when people throwing money at you and giving you money because you bless them on some R&B song when you a gospel singer. So,
Hey, let me tell you
you,
something. Let me tell you something about this karaoke click, man. Listen, you got it's levels to this. You know the old saying, it's levels to this. Then
uh-huh.
the same thing about karaoke. You got people that love to come to karaoke, but they don't never want to sing.
Right.
They just want to hear other people sing,
right.
and that sort of thing. Then you got people that come to karaoke that they're not the best vocalists, but they just want to sing. To me,
Absolutely.
that's who karaoke is for. I don't think
It is.
karaoke is for people that can really sing. That's not
Yeah.
to say that you can't come and you can't enjoy it. But to me, karaoke is more so for people that don't necessarily have the best voices, but they just love to sing. That's who
Right.
karaoke is for. You know what I
I
mean?
agree. I
Yeah.
agree. And they say sometimes that's why I don't want to sing. Like, I do a lot of my birthday things around it, but it's for me, it brings me joy. Like, whether I sing or not, like there's sometimes where I don't want to do anything and I just want to watch people dance, or sometimes I want to dance. I like dancing too, but just it's a freeing thing for me, or it's a practice. Let me just see what this is going to be like. And I
Yeah.
mess up and I don't
Yeah.
care, but I'm not going to mess up to the point where I can't get booked for gigs, because I realize that I do get paid
I hear you.
gigs
I
from
hear you.
karaoke sometimes too. But it's been a blessing to me to have an outlet, and I meet new people there that I probably wouldn't meet if I was just sitting in the house, So
I
I'm
agree.
grateful
I
for
agree.
that. Definitely grateful for that, and the relationships that I've established. Um, yep, I met a few people in karaoke over the years. We'll leave it at that. But anyway,
Absolutely.
is there anything that you want to say before we close?
I just want to say that I am appreciative for the fact that you allowed me to be your guest today. Come on here and kick it with you, you know. And much love as always. You know how we do. And I'll be seeing you soon.
Absolutely. Did you want to give, if you want to, social media information, or somebody wants to holler at you or something? I'm not talking about like date you. I'm just saying maybe something you said today. Or maybe they do want to date you. I don't know. But I always give opportunity to guests if they want to share their social information.
I dig it. I don't do too much on the gram. I do have an account, but I just don't do too much on it. But
Okay.
my handle on Facebook is Tony If I Knew Then, one word, Smith. Tony If I Knew Then Smith on Facebook. That's where you can catch me if you're looking.
All right. Thank you, Tony. And if you all want to send a message or anything to me, I'm One Singing Lady on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. Facebook is Lisa L. Gilliam, but and Instagram, One Singing Lady. And you can also visit my website, lisalgilliam.com. Please, go to the guest book, purchase the book, purchase some music, all that good stuff. But definitely just keep in touch. I love to hear people's input or whatever. We're just having our fun. This is how our conversations go. You see, it's a lot of laughter and a lot of arguing too, but a lot more laughter, I think, than arguing.
Yeah,
But
because you don't listen, so that's when the
oh
argument
my
comes.
gosh. See, y'all, see, this is how he is. That's all right. It's fine. I'm gonna take it today. Part of me is like, ooh, he don't win on me. I don't even know if I want to put this one out. I can put this in the vault. But no, it's random but real. So it's whatever we talk about. But yes, if y'all have any topics, or if you want to be a guest on the show, I have a few more that I'm recording this season. This is our third season. So I didn't expect I wasn't planning on coming back, but sometimes God has other plans, but it's been fun. So thank you, bro, for being on the show. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it, and I will
Absolutely.
talk to you soon.
All
One
right.
single lady out. Bye, everybody.
All right.